Shedeur Sanders is acting like the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns. And also, what will Andrew Berry do for that number 6 pick in this upcoming NFL draft? We finna talk about it all right here on Sports Talk with B. Watts. Do me a favor, do me a solid. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share this video, hype this video. Anything that you do will be highly appreciated. Let's get this show started. Let's go.
That's enough. We good on me. God got his hand on me.
It's been reported that Shedeur Sanders is acting like the starting quarterback for the Cleveland Browns this year in 2026. When you hear his teammates saying he's the first player that they have met while visiting the Cleveland Browns facility, that lets you know Shedeur Sanders is in the building. Because you remember when Andrew Berry said what he expects for Shedeur Sanders this year. He said he wants Shedeur Sanders to get in the playbook, start working on time, and get in that film room and that weight room. So those are some things that Shedeur Sanders is doing. He knows exactly what to do to be a starting quarterback for this team, and he's doing it this year. His situation was different last year than this year. Kevin Stefanski didn't want Shedeur a part of the quarterback situation. Well, he got fired and moved on. Now Todd Monken is in, and Shedeur is his guy. He's his guy. He tried to recruit him when he was at the University of Georgia. He's on record saying he tried to draft him when he was at Baltimore Ravens. So now they are together, and Shedeur know he rocks with him. Man, it's a burden off Shedeur from last year, and now Shedeur can be himself. We seen how Shedeur act when he was at Jackson State as the quarterback. We saw him how he acted when he was the quarterback at Colorado. So now he's in a more positive feeling position. Check this out.
We remember the Todd Monken introductory video, day one. He meets with Shedeur there. It does seem like Shedeur has been all over Berea this offseason.
I mean, I do like this. I like the idea that he's at least acting like he's the starting quarterback.
Yeah, like that is kind of, well, okay. As long as he's putting all the other stuff with it, beyond just being in the building, which, again, it would be really weird if he was spending all this time in the building and then not putting the work in. So as long as...
what do people think he's doing? Is he just like staring at the wall while he's in this building?
I mean, I think one criticism of Shedeur is that he is optics first and then substance later. Well, it's not something you and I think, but that is one of the ideas
but to people like that, though, what, do you think that Shedeur knew that Titus Howard was going to say this on a Zoom call?
That's 92.3 The Fan talking about Shedeur Sanders' situation right now. He's in the building, acting like a quarterback. I heard him say, what do you expect him to do in the building? Just sitting there looking at the walls? No, he in there working. He putting the work in. And he's showing leadership. And that's a good thing to hear coming out of Cleveland. You see, this is what sums it up to me right here. Check this out. We really should be slightly more positive at our team situation right now, especially with the rebuilt offensive line and amazing draft capital. I think we have like 5 picks in the top 100. Our best offensive stars are going into their year 2. Shedeur Sanders going into his year 2. Harold Fanning going into his year 2. Quinshon Judkins, the running back, going in his year 2. Isaiah Bond, wide receiver, going into his year 2. All on the offensive side of the ball. We have a new coach in Todd Monken who has shown offensively success at every level of the football with different quarterbacks. When he was at University of Georgia and when he was at the Baltimore Ravens. We were special teams away from being a 7-win team last season. We were bad coaching decision from Kevin Stefanski away from being a 9-win team. We played the Bills and the Steelers competitive while not even at 100%. The players and the coaching staff who joined this offseason said that the Browns are a team on the rise. We are better than our record and are only improving. That's what majority of the coaching staff have said about this team. So when we move forward this year with the acquisition of the players on the offensive line that Andrew Berry has brought in to go with last year's team, especially the rookies, now we can look to the draft. So the question is, what will Andrew Berry do at that number 6 pick and that number 24 pick? It's a big question. What will he do? To me personally, I believe Andrew Berry going to draft a wide receiver at that number 6 pick. Whether it's Cornell Tate, if he steals there, I believe that's the move they going to make. If Cornell Tate is still on the board when the Cleveland Browns draft number 6, they're going to take Cornell Tate. I can imagine Cornell Tate at that wide receiver position along with Jerry Jeudy and Isaiah Bond, along with the tight end Harold Fanning. That's a decent wide receiver group. Better than last year. You see, it will give Shedeur more option at that wide receiver room. Last year, his only option was that were reliable Harold Fanning, the tight end. You can't win no game just with that. You need a wide receiver that who you can trust, who you believe in, and who you have confidence that can win they one-on-one position. You need that as a quarterback. Somebody you have confidence in, somebody you got a good relationship with, and that can win their one-on-one position. That's why he chose the tight end, Harold Fanning, because they were rookies together. They came in together, and reason why you also couldn't see him and Jerry Jeudy connect, because they weren't really rocking with one another. Now that Kevin Stefanski and his crew done moved on, you see more of Shedeur and Jerry Jeudy now getting together. So it's going to be interesting that they continue to work good together and bring in one more wide receiver to go along with them. It's going to be a beautiful thing for the Cleveland Browns offense this year in 2026. It just is. Let's listen to a former Cleveland Browns player talk about what they need to do for Shedeur Sanders coming up this NFL draft.
I mean, it depends on what we do before the draft. I mean, what moves we make, because obviously I'm pretty sure we're still not going to sit pat. I'm sure there's some more moves we're going to make, but obviously we need to do something else to help Shedeur out. When you look at this draft and everything that's coming up, obviously there's some good players. That first, I would say 1 through 15 players. I mean, those are some good players.
That's a former defensive back, Dixon, of the Cleveland Browns, telling you what he expects and would like to see the Cleveland Browns do at that number 6 pick. They need to get Shedeur Sanders a weapon. They need to get Shedeur Sanders another weapon on the outside so that he can be more efficient, so the offense can move the ball. And I'm telling you, this offensive line is excited to come to play for Shedeur Sanders. They want to win some football games. Every interview that I heard them talk, they said they come here to win. We come here to change the mindset. We come here to change your reputation. You've been a losing franchise. We come here to change your franchise reputation. And that's what Shedeur have echoed ever since he been drafted. I come to change your franchise. I come to change your franchise. And it seemed like this offensive line got the same mentality as Shedeur Sanders. Once again, you watching Sports Talk with B. Watts. Tune in tonight for the live show at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. It's the Uncle Steve Show. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed. Hit that notification button. It'll let you know whenever I go live or drop a video. Until then, peace.